Okay, thank you very much, Rocky, for that introduction. And what we're going to talk about right now is what is true wealth management? In other words, what does wealth management mean to us here at Daniel Krug and Associates? And how does it relate to our clients and their success? So we're going to take a really kind of a dive into what this is so you understand it and you can then kind of portray it to your friends. First of all, if you've been in our firm for any length of time, you've seen this diagram. And this diagram kind of represents the different facets of wealth management. But what we're going to do today is we're actually going to get into a formula of how wealth management works and a little bit of background on how we got to where we are. So first is, what is wealth management? Well, you know, there are 462,000 advisors in the US today. And of these advisors, we'll call them investment consultants. Some of them, probably a large portion of them, have either wealth manager on their business card, or you might see it a little bit here. So CEG Worldwide works with high net worth wealth managers. And they, in combination with AES Nation, have done real deep studies on what wealth managers actually do, what kind of tasks they perform for their clients. And in that, they decided to go and put together a study. And in this study, they took a large sampling of investment consultants, and the very first question they asked them in their poll was, are you an investment consultant or are you a wealth manager? So the study went on to ask the advisors a series of questions related to the task a wealth manager regularly performs. Now, if you performed a task on a regular basis, you'd answer the question yes. If not, you'd mark it no. Now, what kind of questions may come up on that? The questions might be something like, do you regularly sit down and strategize with estate planning attorneys for your clients? Or do you do tax mitigation strategies and work directly with a CPA to make sure the strategies can be properly implemented? These are the type of questions that might come up. And again, you either answer yes or no. Now, what they found at the end of the study, after all the questions were asked, is a little bit different than what that very first question produced as far as a percentage of people that felt that they were wealth managers. In other words, when asked the question of whether you're a wealth manager or an investment consultant, 78% of the advisors said that they were a wealth manager. Okay, interesting. Now, what was the percentage when they went through all the different questions that pertain to the tasks that a wealth manager did? Well, you might be shocked to think that that number is a little bit lower than what the average person said they were as a wealth manager. In other words, 78%. Well, the actual number of wealth managers was really closer to 6.6%. Now, that's a pretty big dichotomy. So that begs the question, if the advisors aren't clear on what a wealth manager is, how's the average investor supposed to know? Well, that's a very good question. So what we did here at Daniel Krug and Associates is we actually developed a formula to be able to really show clients exactly what wealth management is. So here's how it goes. So wealth management equals investment consulting. Now, 100% of the advisors out there do investment consulting. Some do it better than others, but they all do it. Well, that's kind of where the line of demarcation is between investment consultants and wealth managers, because a wealth manager is also going to do advanced planning and relationship management. And we're going to get into both of these. So let's start with the advanced planning. Advanced planning starts with wealth enhancement. What is wealth enhancement? Well, first of all, wealth enhancement works with investment consulting. And how it works is that it develops strategies to increase the net rate of return to the client. In other words, how much can you keep in your pocket? Things like cash flow planning, things like tax mitigation strategies. These are big parts of wealth enhancement. We're trying to enhance the return to allow the client to keep more of the money themselves, and Uncle Sam gets a little bit less. So that's wealth enhancement. Let's go on to wealth transfer. Now, our clients have been very successful, just like you have been very successful. Now, when it comes to transitioning your estate from you to your heirs, most people want to make sure that it's done in the most efficient manner possible, and they want to make sure it's private. So wealth transfer takes into consideration your estate planning, how the assets are structured prior to the transition. These type items, if done correctly, can have a huge effect on making sure that your heirs get everything that you thought they were going to get. So that's wealth transfer. The next one is wealth protection. Wealth protection, oh my goodness. Again, you've worked very hard for everything that you have. The last thing that you want is to have everything you worked so hard for taken away from you unnecessarily and in a manner that could have been avoided. Now with wealth protection, they deal a lot with, now you're looking at liability coverage. Is it correct? Do you have the proper coverage so if you did get sued, you're going to be protected? It could have to do with life insurance. It could have to do with your home and auto, those type things. Making sure the coverage is the way it's supposed to be so you don't have anything taken away unnecessarily. Now, what's the next area? The next area is charitable giving. Again, our clients have been so successful that they want to be able to give back. So they've got a very high charitable inclination drive. They want to make sure that they can give back, but they want to do it in a smart manner. So about a third of our clients are charitably inclined and really want to be able to serve not just themselves, but other people to help them, give them a leg up as well. So that's the charitable giving part. Now, those four areas deal with the advanced planning. The next area is the relationship management. In other words, how do you bring everything together to make it work for our clients? Well, you start out with the client relationship management. This is where you get into educating your clients, making sure they really understand the strategy so they know that they know that they know what they're doing is actually going to work for them. It goes to coaching. In other words, when we have market cycles that go up and then they crash down, who's going to be there to coach the clients to stay on course to make sure they can hit that finish line and hit the goals that they want to hit? Well, that's where the coaching comes in. From there, you're dealing with expert team relationship management. Well, what are we talking about there? We're talking about risk managers, attorneys, CPAs, insurance agents, wealth managers, all working in concert for the client. So everybody's on the same page. That part is so critical because it's through that each one of these areas of advanced planning can actually be properly executed. So there you have it in a nutshell. This is what we at Daniel Krug and Associates believe true wealth management is. Now that you know what wealth management means to us and how it can serve our clients, we're going to get into the different aspects that lead up to building a portfolio that meets your needs.